Today we are doing another versus challenge, and we have got the Head Boom
and the Wilson Ultra
100.
Sure.
100. Both 300 grams, both 100 square inch head, both their brand's most powerful racket. So it should be a good challenge, a good competition.
Absolutely. When I first played with the Ultra, I didn't really like it. It felt a little bit flimsy. Obviously the power rackets tend to be a bit stiffer, and this is not quite that. But I'm really excited to go and play with it again. Give it a go.
So we're going to put them through their paces, play some points, play some sets, see how they respond in different scenarios, and as always we'll be assessing their power, spin, feel and control.
Let's go. More information on these rackets is coming now. Boom, you got this.
We certainly have, and we have just finished putting these rackets against each other. So as a reminder, Wilson Ultra 100 and the Head Boom. Both power rackets, but both very different overall.
Yeah, and do you know what? I think I said before that I really didn't like the Ultra the first time I played with it, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I think previously I'd thought that you had to have a big long swing to get anything out of it, and actually I just played in this my sort of normal style, which is not that style, and was pretty successful. It felt really good.
Interesting, yeah, I did enjoy both.
Yeah.
I think there was definitely, without giving too much away for our scoring, the comfort level of the Boom was very nice.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, it's a control feel base of the Ultra. It feels very stable. It feels very high quality, actually.
Yeah, and that's the opposite to the way I felt when I first reviewed it. So, fair play. Maybe it's just a grower, not a shower. So, let's get to the scores. The first is power, of course, and these are power rackets, but they're not in that sort of sledgehammer realm of power rackets. They're not super stiff. It's not quite like a pure drive or even an E-zone, but they are still power rackets, and the Boom scored a very solid 4 for power.
Yeah, it's definitely a powerful frame.
Yeah.
The Ultra, a little bit less. It only gets a 3 out of 5 on power, which may surprise you as a power frame, but I think as you're going to find out that it's because of its very well-rounded nature that it just has that score.
Yeah. Next on to spin, and both rackets capable of producing really good levels of spin. The Boom only scored a 3, but that's still a lot of spin for a power racket, I think.
Yep. The Ultra gets a 4 on spin. It's definitely designed for a long swing, modern top spin, fast racket head speed, putting work into the ball, and it really supports you and helps you when you do that.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
4 for spin on the Ultra.
Touch and feel, even Stevens. 3 apiece for both rackets on touch and feel. Again, very good for a power racket, much better than the pure drive, for example. Yeah, I think they are more flexible, which gives you a little bit more comfort in that area.
And I think that is just the trade-off. You're never going to get a racket that gives you 5s across the board. And I think the most obvious trade-off is often power to touch and feel, because to get the power you need the stiffness, and for the touch and feel you need the softness. So it's hard to do both.
Yes.
But interesting, I think these do it in a different way.
Yeah.
I mean, the Boom gives you feel from the auxetic and actually the comfort on the contact, whereas this does it from actually the stability.
That's very true, yeah.
And they both get the same score, but almost in a different way.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to explain.
And finally, on control, the Boom only gets a 2. It hasn't got that pristine, precise, sort of pro staffy control precision but it's a power racket, so that's probably not what you're looking for if you're looking at this racket.
Yeah, I'd say maybe it's the manoeuvrability
Yeah.
is maybe lower.
Yeah, sure.
Whereas the Ultra, I think, wins out in this versus for sure on control, and it gets another 3. So as you can see, the Ultra, very well-rounded racket.
Yeah.
A 3 out of 5 on control, certainly not a control frame, but equally, it's not a stiff, unwielding sledgehammer that you can't control and get some precision out of.
Absolutely. And so there you have it. The Ultra beats the Boom in this test, in this, our own humble opinion.
Only by 1 point. They're both very
and only by 1 point. If you want to see full reviews of these rackets, they're available on YouTube, so do check those out if you want a little bit more information. Other than that, get them in your hand, get playing and test them for yourself.
If there's any other rackets you'd like us to compare and put up against each other, please leave us a comment. We'll be happy to do that video for you.